Hey Stallions! For today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to write a how-to. The learning goal for today is I can write a sequence of instructions. This video is going to help you when you go to your portfolio and you're going to fill in your page all about your product or whatever you're going to create for the mall. Your page looks similar to this one. So watch my example so that it'll help you be successful on yours in your portfolio. Well, I need to think about some things. I need to save my money for something I really want or need, but I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm going to write up a little how-to about saving money. I'm going to be sure to include my name, Mrs. Staff. Make sure you write your name on your paper, not my name. Then you need to think about the materials you're going to need for your product that you're going to create. For my example, saving money, I'm going to need some money. I'm going to need a piggy bank. I'm going to need motivation because it's very hard to save money. Motivation is a feeling inside. It's not an actual object I can touch. And I also need hard work because I know if I work hard, I'm going to get my reward, which would be my money. Once you have your materials listed, boys and girls, then you need to start thinking about your plan for your product. So now that I've listed my materials, now I'm going to start thinking about what I need to know and do in order to save my money. Let's take a closer look. So for your plan, you'll have a spot for 3 different steps. I'm going to go through each step and write down how I'm going to save my money. I'm also going to include a little sketch or a little picture next to it to help me brainstorm. First, in order to save money, you must work hard to earn it. You have to be motivated to save. Saving money is hard to do. Is there something you want to save for? So I'm going to add my little picture here so I remember my first step is I really got to work hard. Then you have to get a piggy bank to keep the money you save. It's good to have a safe place to keep your money. Grown-ups usually keep their money in the bank. Again, I'm going to have my quick little sketch over here to help me remember what step 2 is all about. Last, once you have saved enough money, you can go spend it. You can spend it on a good or a service. What would you spend your saved money on? And there's my picture to help me remember, not that I'm going to forget, that step 3 is all about spending the money I've saved. Now, boys and girls, your plan is pretty simple. You're just writing a few steps, but in order to really wow your teacher, there's a couple things I'm going to suggest that you add in your plan that'll really impress her. For example, in mine, did you notice that I've used some transition words that you've learned about? I'd used first, then, and last. Also, I didn't just write one sentence for each step. I added some details. Like for step 1, I added a detail here. Step 2, I added a little detail at the end. And I added one here in step 3. Now, boys and girls, if you want to go even farther and impress your teacher, what I suggest you do, and you don't have to tell her I told you this, but I suggest you add maybe a question or 2 to really get your reader's attention. So for example, like step 1, when I asked, is there something you want to save for? When I read that, didn't you kind of start thinking in your mind like, yeah, there is this really cool toy I saw. I'd like to save for that. Or then in step 3, I ended my plan with another question. I kind of went back and re-said what I was talking about in the beginning, and I asked, what would you spend your saved money on? So those are some ways to kind of make your writing more of that expert level. So if you really want to show off to your teacher, I would try to use some of those things because I bet she would be very impressed. All right, it's your turn, guys. Your exit ticket. In your priceless portfolio, start writing your production plan. Be sure to include the type of product you will create and list the materials you will need. I hope you've thought about if you're making a good or a service, because you need to do that before you can write your product plan. Good luck, Stallions!